What's up, everybody? I'm bringing you another shoulder workout today, and as usual on shoulders I like to start with the shoulder press machine, get some good isolation on the delts and get a good warm-up going. Just put 200 pounds here and did a couple sets and I felt pretty good, so I'm moving on to the dumbbell shoulder press. Some people call it dumbbell military. I like to use the standing bench, the high bench, so I get some upper back support. I feel like it helps focus on the front delts a little more. Right here I'm doing the 100, still kind of warming up, loosen up. $120s, shoulder press. Maybe I can do one. That first set felt pretty good, so I wanted to try them again. Got 10, I think, the first set, so I was feeling pretty confident to do it, but I wasn't happy with the amount of reps I got here on the second set. I died pretty quick. I think I get 7, maybe 6. And so since I didn't get at least 10, I like to drop down to the 100s again and do those. And I took a little less break in between the previous set, so that way it basically gets me a better pump in, almost like a giant set, superset kind of concept. So here I'm moving on to the side lateral raises with the cables. I like to mix it up every now and then and not use the dumbbells, so I'll use the cables to do a side lateral move. Here I'm warming up with, I think, 40 pounds or something like that. I'm gonna speed through some of this here because when I turn around it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but basically I'm still trying to focus on getting a good extended arm. Really try to keep your elbow up high and focus on the side lateral of your shoulder. Doing 3 sets here, trying to progressively get heavier with the weight, but not too heavy to where I lose my form. I think I go up to the 60s on the cables here. Moving on to front raises, gonna use the barbell with weights on top of it to do the front raises. So I'm in the squat rack actually doing it. A lot of times I won't do it in there because I feel like I'm hogging the equipment, but obviously you can tell there's nobody really in the gym, so I wasn't taking up anybody's space. And I like to go a little heavier, so right here I'm up to 135. I'm just trying to do it a heavy move today and try to focus on just getting a little more extra weight on my front delts, whereas a lot of times I'll use the dumbbells and not go as heavy. We have the static weights in the gym too, but they only go up to 110 pounds or something like that, so I feel like I can do that pretty easy, and a lot of times I want to go a little heavier, so that way I can just put a plate on the sides of the normal bar and use the squat rack and do it in here. There's a little bit of swing in there, but I'm really still trying to make sure it's more swinging at the bottom than the top. So here I'm segueing into shrugs with the bar. Also having the bar loaded up for the front raises allows me to switch over and do some shrugs straight up from the normal standard front grip. I'm trying to do fairly heavy here, so eventually I'll get wrist wraps, which I guess I did right now. I'm doing 425 here on the shrugs, and after a set there, I feel like that's all I needed to do today. So I just stick with that and do one more set with it. Once again, I'm really trying to focus on getting a good pull up at the top and making sure not to hurt my back when I lift it out of the bottom. Since I'm using the guardrails, it has a tendency to stress your lower back, but just trying to get as many as I can before I just fail. And that's going to do it for shrugs, so I'm going to move on to some rear delt work. I like to use this Pec-Dec machine to do it, but I do it a little differently. I like to turn my hands over so that way I can push a little easier and get a little more weight. It seems like it hits my rear delt a little better than if I had my hands facing inward. Right here I'm doing, I think 100 pounds, 120. I think I get up to 220 is about the max I can get. Sometimes I'll max this machine out, but I wasn't feeling like it today. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, just give me a comment, hit me a like, hit me a subscribe. Just continue to leave me some feedback, what else you want to see. I'm going to keep putting up these workout videos, so hopefully you guys find some interest in it. Yeah, so I got one more set after this here. I think I'd stick to 220 and do 2 sets of it, just because I was feeling pretty good. So I wanted to get one more set out of it. And then that basically wraps up today for my shoulders. Thanks again for watching. Whoa! Make good choices.